Good afternoon, students of class 12. I hope all of you are well and you are practicing your study very well. So, hoping this, I will continue with the class. Now, today I will discuss about bonding in metal carbonyl. So, last day we have told you about the splitting of octahedral and tetrahedral geometry. That means how the degenerate d orbital, that is 5 degenerate d orbitals, are split into two different sets of orbital when they are kept in a tetrahedral or octahedral field. Okay, so tetrahedral and octahedral field, that means there the number of ligands is 6 or number of ligands is 4. That means when there is a compound is formed by taking 4 ligands, here we know that it may takes the form of square planar or tetrahedral, and when there is 6, there is the terms of octahedral. So this is called octahedral and tetrahedral field. And already we have come to the knowledge that what is high spin and low spin complex and what is spectrochemical series. These are very important part. Now today it is a concept that what is bonding in metal carbonyl, because it is one of the deficiency of the previous theories on the coordination compound, that means valence bond theory and the crystal field theory, which has the different aspects of telling about the bonding in metal carbonyl. But the bonding in metal carbonyl, it is also cannot be explained by using the crystal field theory, where the interaction were electrostatic in nature. We have known to these facts. Now today what is the bonding pattern in metal carbonyl? Now the metal carbonyl, that is carbonyl having the this like structure, and how many bonding atom? 1 2 3 4 6 to 8. Yes, so this is the electron dot representation of carbonyl, that is carbon monoxide. Okay, so you can see that the carbon and oxygen, both of these can donate the lone electron pair to the deficient metal d orbital. Now, so first of all, it is the first donation, that is the electron donation from the ligand to metal. It is called the uh, dative bond. And which one is retrodative bond? That means when the metal is fulfilled by electron, that is the compound is formed, then for the extra stability the metal uh, give back the electron from its field d orbital to the antibonding vacant antibonding orbital of the carbonyl. That means this electron goes to the metal, and metal going electrons to antibonding orbital of ligand, antibonding orbitals of ligand. Okay, so this is called retrodative bond, retrodative, and this is called dative bond. So it is a different kinds of thinking about the metal carbonyl, and it is found that it is due to the stability of the compound. Now when there is a back donation from metal to the carbonyl, that means metal to the antibonding orbital of carbon monoxide, the interaction between carbon and oxygen, that means the bond order between carbon and oxygen is decreased to some extent. So as the metal gains extra stability by this way, that is the back donating the extra electron from the metal orbital to the ligand antibonding, that is pi star orbital of the metal. What is pi star orbital? We have already done it on class 11, that is in chemical bonding. That means we know the atomic orbitals having the different energy, that is 2s, 2s, 2px, 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 2py, 2pz, 2py, 2pz. So these are the molecular orbital. Okay, now these are the pi star, this is pi, this is sigma star, this is sigma of 2px, this is the sigma of 2s, sigma star. So these antibonding orbital, that means in the molecular orbital theory, this comes from the molecular orbital theory, how many electrons in the valence orbital is there, it will be filled up in this according to the increasing energy. Now the antibonding orbital of carbonyl remains vacant, and this electron, that is the backbonding electron, will take place in the position of the antibonding orbital of the ligand. So this is called a synergic bonding. So what is synergic bonding? That means when the filled metal orbital, that is electrons from the filled metal orbital, synergic bonding. What is this? That is electrons from filled metal orbital transferred to antibonding orbital of specific ligands. Not all the ligands can take part in this compound complex formation. Antibonding orbital specific ligands like carbonyl, nitrosyl, etc. The electrons from the filled metal orbital, Fi-double-L-E-D, filled metal orbital transferred to the antibonding orbital of specific ligands like carbon monoxide, etc., and attains extra stability. Extra stability is called synergic bonding. So it is a different kinds of synergic, different types of bonding, and this is a new concept. So this is about the synergic bonding, which is in metal carbonyl bond. Next one, I will move to the importance of coordination complexes. Already we know that the carbon monoxide, that is carbonyl, is a very strong field ligand. It is the strongest field ligand, we can say, and every time it is the low spin complex is formed in case of the strongest ligand. Now as it is a low spin complex and the oxidation state, because in the carbonyl we know that carbonyl is a neutral ligand, so every time the oxidation state of the central metal atom will be 0 in case of if there is only the carbonyl as a ligand. For example, nickel tetracarbonyl or tetracarbonyl nickel, here NiCO whole 4, NiCO whole 4. So the oxidation state of the nickel is 0 here, because carbon monoxide is a neutral ligand. It cannot stabilize the charge of the central metal. It only can take the position of the as a ligand. Okay. So I hope you have understood what is synergic bonding. Now I am going to the importance of coordination compounds. Importance of coordination or complex compounds. Coordination compounds. Now, in every case, if it is the case of separation of metal atom, or in the case of in the analytical chemistry, and also in the metal extraction, here there is a large applications of coordination complexes are there. So first of all is the extraction of the metal. For example, in the Mond process, that is a separation of nickel from its ore, that is here with the metal with impurities, it have to be reacted with carbon monoxide, forming a metal tetracarbonyl, and when the metal tetracarbonyl is heated to a higher degree, then it is decomposed to form the metal, that is nickel impure, forming carbon monoxide, or reacts with carbonyl or carbon monoxide, forming NiCO whole 4 plus impurities. It is further heated, that is of 350 to 400 degrees centigrade. It will produce nickel, that is the pure metal. So it is the separation of nickel or the separation of impurities from the metal. Next one, in the complexometric titration. So in complexometric titration or EDTA titration, here EDTA is used as a complexing agent, that is a complex is formed which may compound with Mg2 plus or Ca2 plus, which we will use to titrate. Okay, so here EDTA is used as a complexing agent in the qualitative analysis. Another process, that is by the separation of the metal like silver, gold from the its sulfide ore. So first of all, it is reacted with sodium cyanide. There, as the sodium is more reactive, it will take the position of sodium sulfide, and we will get back to the pure silver or pure gold. In the qualitative analysis also, there from the, as there is the group chemistry is there, that means the separation of cation in group 1 there is the precipitation of silver chloride which is soluble in excess NH3. There is a complex is formed, that is the formula of Ag NH3 whole to Cl. It is the compound form when AgCl, that is the precipitates form when the silver nitrate is poured on any chloride anions, AgCl plus NH3, then excess. Then this compound is formed which is soluble in water. Soluble in water. Okay. So this is one applications of complex compound, because as it is soluble in water, so you can identify as it is due to the presence of any halide ion. Here it is the chloride, because the AgCl is white in nature. Next one, another one example, that is in case of copper sulfate. When copper sulfate is treated with ammonium hydroxide solution, a deep blue color precipitate, that is CuSO4, when it is treated with ammonium hydroxide solution, a deep blue precipitate is formed which is CuNH3 whole 4 SO4. CuNH3 whole 4 SO4. We can name this, that is tetra ammonium cuprate 2 sulfate. Okay, now this is deep blue color complex. Another one example, that is ferrocyanide, that is K3FeCN whole 6 or K4FeCN whole 6, which also reacts with copper, that is copper sulfate, forming a chocolate brown PPT having the formula Cu2FeCN whole 6. Cu2FeCN whole 6. It is also of chocolate brown. Chocolate brown PPT. How it is formed? It is formed by CuSO4 plus K4FeCN whole 6. It is also a complex compound, ferrocyanide, potassium ferrocyanide. Okay, so this is the applications of coordination complex or complex compound. In biological system also, in case of the magnesium or in the chlorophyll, there is the porphyrin ring is there, where the magnesium or iron atom in the hemoglobin, there also the presence of iron atom which may combines with the porphyrin ring, that is a carbocyclic ring. It is also the applications of the coordination compound. And also in case of medicinal, the medicinal chemistry, there that is the cisplatin. Cisplatin is used in an anti-cancer drug which is used as an medicine for anti-cancer drug, and it is also a complex compound.